Hello and welcome to part 42 of Pokemon. Will this part contain the secret of life? Probably not. But anyway, now that I've got Surf, I'm backtracking here just to pick up a few clever items. And one of the areas we now have access to is the bottom floor of Wellspring Cave. And yeah, the Pokemon tends to have these sort of locations hidden. These sort of inconsequential caves, which have a secret second floor. And yeah, maybe they're not as important as the big dungeons, but you can usually find a few hidden treats if you take the time to look around. Now, something I've got to admit, at this point in the game, once we've gotten Surf, the whole game, the area has opened up. There are so many places we can go now. So at this point, the game becomes sort of non-linear. Well, I guess it is linear, but let's say it becomes a little more open-ended. But anyway, one of the places I wanted to check out is this cave. An escape route. I should really make more use of those. Now luckily, Webb still knows Flash. Although honestly, I'm not too keen on Flash taking up a slot in his move inventory. But hopefully that won't be a problem later on. Speaking of which, I do like Webb as a Pokemon, the Galvantula, because he is actually quite versatile. It's like, I forget how it goes exactly, but I can like teach him a Bug type move, an Electric type move, a Poison type move, and all those three will be really pretty cool together. Oh, and I think he also learns Sucker Punch, a really good Dog type move. So he becomes like a really useful, really versatile little character. Another reason why Galvantula is one of the best Bug types, and one of the best Electric types. I would definitely take him over Pikachu. There, I said it. Oh, we picked up a Dive Ball. Apparently it's a Pokeball that's more effective on the water or something. Or more effective against water types. Make of that what you will. I already have the water types, thank you very much. I like how the Surf theme is so upbeat, and you could like be in a dark, dingy cave, but then you start surfing, and it's we have a happy theme now. Anyway, that was the TM Focus Blast, a special fighting type move, but it has low accuracy, which is why I'm not too keen on it. Again, the music changes from dark, dingy cave to happy, upbeat to surfing. I love it. That's the TM Low Sweep. Kind of reminds me of Low Kick in a sense. But, yeah, it's a fighting type move and... Yeah, it's a fighting type move. Just waiting for the page to load. Effect. Low Sweep inflicts damage and lowers the target's speed stat by 1. Oh, so that actually sounds pretty cool. Honestly, in previous generations I didn't really bother with speed lowering moves, but it can actually be quite effective. A few speed lowering moves and you're already going first all the time. But anyway, we're now on the ice gym of this game, Icarus City. So yep, we can just do it now after we encounter the legendaries. I think we actually could have did it before, but I wanted it to grind a bit. And also, like I said, yeah, this is the part of the game where it becomes a bit more open-ended. People wonder, will they actually ever make it really open-ended, like a sandbox Pokemon game? Essentially, I imagine a scenario where you start off and you get the choice between doing any of the eight gyms in order. Of course, if they do that, they would have to have like the eight gyms change levels depending on the order. If you get what I mean, like they can't all have Pokemon level 20. Like I imagine there being 8 gyms, they would all have Pokemon like level 15. But when you defeated one of the gyms, all the other gyms Pokemon went up to like the level 20 or something, and so on and so forth. That's how I imagine this sort of sandbox scenario working out. And because I was flattering myself with my own ideas, we missed out on that ice Pokemon there called Cubchoo. Kind of like a mix between Cub and the word Achew. Clearly based off a cute little polar bear, which has a really quite drastic mucus problem, which is a bit ugh. I just want to give Cubchoo a tissue. Ugh. It's actually kind of gross in a sense. But anyway, a brick break will teach you a lesson. Ah, look at me karate chopping this cute little polar bear. I feel like a bully. And again, this will be a good example of all the ice types we get introduced to in this generation. The ice cream family, the polar bear family. You're Dutch. Your poison running through my veins. One touch could kill your pain, my thrill. And I mixed up the lyrics there, but anyway, yeah, poison touch. A really effective ability. Oh, Brook is awesome. Well, I'm not too keen on the big green bulbs on his back. And I think that's just because I know that in real life, that's how some frogs reproduce. They have lots of babies that spawn out of their backs. Ugh. Oh, amphibians. Why are you so gross? And these sort of slidey ice things have been in Pokemon games before. But actually, I think this is the best way they've been used. Like, I know there was an ice gym in Gen 4, and that just had you sort of sliding up and down on these sort of square formations. Now this one actually like twists you around. It's actually quite, yeah, it's good. I like this ice gym. Now I said before that each gym is based on something else. Like one of the gyms is a library, one is a restaurant. This gym, I don't know what it's based off. You know, the guy's a ninja, so it's meant to be like a dojo, I mean. So, as far as I can tell, this is just like an ice place. But anyway, I do like Brycen. He's rather a cool, calm, collective guy. He barely speaks, and he's just down to business. Now, anyway, my star player for this gym battle will be my Diamantian Jack Black. But I'm going to save him for last. I don't want to use him too early. So I'm actually going to start off with my Leopard, Tim Curry. And we'll see how my fortune favours me. Oh, you can see here, Superior knows Coil. And I think what happened is, I did that off screen. Essentially, I went to Mistralton City, and I talked to like the Hot Scale move tutor. And essentially, I'll say it again, you give him a Hot Scale, and he'll teach your Pokemon a move they've probably forgotten. And it is a pity I did that off screen, because I would have liked to have showed that off. But anyway, you know, that's the sort of Hot Scale tutor in Mistralton City. I don't know why I have a problem pronouncing that word, Mistralton. But anyway, yeah, the sort of flying area. But anyway, he knows Coil, so he will now be a badass. But anyway, back to this battle, and Tim Curry will hopefully make use of the move Shadow Claw. Now, I picked this up in Celestial Tower. It's a Ghost type move which has a high chance of critical hit. And I think at this point Tim Curry is also equipped with the Sylph Scope. Now the Scope Lens, which will again increase his chance of critical hit. And both those aspects do stack. So one will increase your chance of getting a critical hit, and the other will increase it even more. Now, a good thing about this battle I would say is the fact that I get Brycen to use his Hyper Potions on this Pokemon. Yeah, because I'd rather him use his potions on this one rather than the more difficult Pokemon coming up. And Shadow Claw is a badass move. Now, here's the move Acid Armor, and I guess by using this move he's become somewhat of a tank. And again, to remind people, Vanillish. Well, most Pokemon games are made by Japanese artists, of course. I mean the Pokemon. But in this generation they got someone called James Turner in, a British designer, and yep, he designed these sort of ice cream Pokemon. So I guess that's something to be proud of, question mark. But he also did design the Golurk Pokemon, so, you know, that's a good thing too. Again, to make it clear about my feelings about these ice cream Pokemon, yeah, they look silly, but I'm not really bothered. Yeah, they're not silly, I wouldn't really use one because they look so silly, but I don't really have a problem with it. You know, Pokemon has had variety. It has sort of mean looking Pokemon, it has cute Pokemon, it has funny Pokemon, it has noble Pokemon, it has majestic Pokemon. So yeah, they have some silly ice cream Pokemon. Who cares? Who cares? And again, he does have moves like Mick Jagger, so he has swagger. I'm sorry, that joke was terrible, but at this point I just need to hold out, because I'll just remind you, Brycen has already used his Hyper Potions, so yeah, you're going down, Beartick. Well, I will admit Beartick is actually quite strong. He's resisting these Brick Breaks. This is Cryogonal, based on the word cryo, which means frost, and I guess the word diagonal, or something. And he's a snowflake Pokemon. Who... he looks a bit odd to me, I guess. But I can't remember his name, but we did have like a scary looking ice Pokemon in Gen 3. I think it was called... It wasn't called Gallade. But anyway, this guy, yeah. I hope you didn't blink because you would have missed it. So yeah, Jack Black, his move was super effective. He's a really heavy attacker, and I think he's slightly higher level than Cryogonal, so he didn't really stand much of a chance. And I'm just trying to find the ice Pokemon I was thinking of. That's it, Glailil. Glail? Yeah, the sort of... again, another Pokemon that kind of looks like an ice type. I mean, looks like a snowflake. Yeah, Cryogonal and Glail. Maybe they're related somehow. Anyway, what's interesting here is we get the move Frost Breath. And Frost Breath is quite a very unique move, because it will always be a critical hit. Now granted, it's got low power, so it isn't really that effective. Now the thing is, Pokemon do have an ability where if they land a critical hit, their attack is raised. But the thing is, none of these Pokemon can learn these types of moves. And there are also other Pokemon that have an ability where they're either immune to critical hits, or if they get hit by a critical hit, their attack is raised. So yeah, this Frost Breath, it's a really good idea for a move. It's really unique, but it's not really that effective. You can't really put it to good use. Because essentially, if you hit other Pokemon with it, it will probably just... there's a chance it won't... There's a chance it will affect them positively. And again, like I said, the Pokemon that will benefit from landing a critical hit can't learn these moves in the first place. Which I understand, because I guess if they did, they would be broken. Like the Scorpion Pokemon. Skorupi. They have that sort of move. Yeah, imagine if a Pokemon like, with the ability Sniper, which does raise your attack if you land a critical hit, could learn one of these moves. It would be like Frost Breath, critical hit, attack raised. Frost Breath, critical hit, attack raised. Yeah, it would actually be downright broken. But anyway, with that over and done with, we can now move on with the rest of the game.